PlayStation mode. Dreams of fortune turning cold. Now he's out in the cold. Mad booty, loud and bold. Tried to break the PlayStation mode. Dreams of fortune turning cold. Now he's out. Thought he'd take down the best. Now he's stuck in his own jest. PlayStation's past his test. Mad booty's dream gone bust. PlayStation outlast the rust. He tried to kill the trust. Now his empire's turned to dust. Once a king on a throne so high, now he's watching the time tick by. No more dreams to touch the sky. He's left with just a sigh. The market games he played so rough, found out the real stuff was tough. Now those days seem so far off. Old dreams turned into a bluff. Mad booty's dream gone bust. PlayStation outlast the rust. He tried to kill the trust. Now his empire's turned to dust, to dust. The mad booty's dream gone bust. PlayStation outlasts the rust. He tried to kill the trust. Now his empire's turned to dust.
Yeah. Sony swooped in, snatched up the crown. Xbox fans frown, games nowhere to be found. Dual sense trigger shooters with some feel. Chiefs off the field, Phil dropping the wheel. Game over, y'all. PS5 stole the show. Xbox fanatics, time to let go. Microsoft dreams crumbling to the side. PlayStation rise, the king won't hide. Controller buzzing, vibrations legit. Halo's users quit, playing out of luck, no grit. Cross-platform tales, bridges we couldn't build. Leaving green hills, lost players unfulfilled. Gears turning, but for who to claim? Sony's prize igniting that flame. Market shifted, X marks the void. PlayStation ploys left Xbox annoyed. Game over, y'all. PS5 stole the show. Xbox fanatics, time to let go. Microsoft dreams crumbling to the side. PlayStation rise, the king won't hide. Game over. Game over. Game past promise, broken and bent. Bethesda misstep, paying the rent. Kratos grins wide, God's favorite blue. Master Chief's missing, player one, where you?
Gaming.
Past promise, broken and bent. Bethesda misstep, paying the rent. Kratos grins wide, God's favor blue. Master Chief's missing player one, where you?
It's not even pink, this raw.
And Coop has delivered undercooked salmon.
There's only one.
Game over, y'all. PS5 stole the show. Xbox fanatics, time to let go. Microsoft dreams crumbling to the side. PlayStation rise, the king won't hide. Game over. Game over.
Yo, what's up, grinders? How you doing out there in these gaming streets? Yes, it is Friday. It's gaming weekend time. So how's everybody doing? Shout out to everybody. Mass Produce, that guy, Ice Queen Gaming, Show Me Sham, Chocolate Dream Stream in the house, Mass Produce saying Limp Dixon. Oh man, I don't know what that one was. How's everybody doing? Ace, how you doing, man? Hope everybody's good. Michael Meridian, what's up? Don John, Sean the Unknown, Cosmic Hero. Yes, we went from rock to rap. That's how the Gaming Grindhouse goes. Those are Gaming Grindhouse let me do my voice. Exclusives. Yes, those are exclusive songs on the Gaming Grindhouse. As VIPs, you do get access to some of them. Ultimate Grinders get all of them. And on day one, and 2 bangers have been released. And oh my goodness, that's going to be incredible. Yes.
Great ass.
Prepare ship! Prepare ship for ludicrous speed. Fasten all seatbelts. Seal all entrances and exits. Close all shops in the mall. Cancel the 3-ring circus. Secure all animals in the zoo.
Yes. So, yes, it is crazy in here, but those are Gaming Grindhouse music. That's right. That is right. Those are, 2 bangers out there. One for Jim Ryan and one for the Phil Ness. 2 huge songs that Ultimate Grinders are listening to. So if you get a VIP or you want to upgrade a VIP, Ultimate Grinders is where it's at for music jamming. And and also to all the members, I'm going to be doing a members only stream. We got some stuff to talk about, some behind the scenes of the Gaming Grindhouse, and we will be rocking that as well. But anyway, it's been crazy. It's like, hopefully you caught my stream last night. I don't know what happened to the stream last night. I don't know what happened. It just stopped. And I was still playing, and I thought I was live. It said I was live, but I don't know. I don't know why it just stopped. All of a sudden, I saw the chat just stop, and it just stopped the game, but I said I still was on it. But anyway, it was an awesome stream, wild time, man. That Kingdom Come 2, and I want to thank you, Grinders. I put out a vote because I let the people decide of the Gaming Grindhouse content, and I let the people decide, and I put out a vote, and I said, number 1, is it Kingdom Come 2? Number 2, I said, is it Avowed? Number 3, did I say it was Ninja Gaiden 2 Black? And then the other, which then somebody recommended, Kyle recommended Helldivers 2. I was going to do Helldivers 2. But the Grindhouse pulled through. And you spared me the torture. You spared me the experience of playing it wrong, as True Virgil would say. And I was able to get voted in as Kingdom Come 2. And it was the Battle of Food Poisoning. It happened to that one too before. I don't know what's going on, Michael. I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm still talking. I'm talking and I'm like, oh, what happened? Nobody's talking anymore. I thought everybody went to sleep. But yeah, it just stopped. But thank goodness, Grinders. Yeah, thank you for now. So Avowed maybe in the cards. But we're going to see, I've been seeing the gameplay of it and more reviews and hands-on of it. And it just, I know you got to play it with a certain face. I know you got to play it with a certain eye roll. You know what to do. You got to play with a glaze.
The Xbox Glaze and the Glaze at Xbox Discord to spread PlayStation FUD.
Oh yeah, it's that time. You gotta play Glazed, then go on podcast, and then tell them what you meant was, what he meant was. You gotta have a certain eye roll. You're gonna be glazed. I don't know. I'm not in the mood for the glaze right now. No glazing. So, but anyway, there's so much stuff going on. Yes, and by the way, those for the VIPs and those new here, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to almost 3,100 gaming grinders. Man, it is growing huge in this house. We have no problem with growth here at the Gaming Grindhouse. We're on our way to 3,100 members, and as you can see, 3,100 subscribers. But you can see we are on our way to the next emoji. So right now, as a current count, we are about 90 so away from the next emoji, and that one is soon to be revealed, and that will also have a song. So yes, as the Glaze songs, the new emojis will have songs to them as cues to know when to use them. So the Glazed is definitely one. I'm thinking maybe ZOINKS, I don't know, Juicy 30 frames, like, yeah, maybe, and maybe we'll go back. I'll make some little music for the other emojis that we have here. We're rocking with those emojis. They tell a whole story of the Gaming Grindhouse, actually. That's why I love having all of them, because they really tell the story. If you go through the emojis, you could tell the story of all the different pivots. That's right, Buck Rogers. That 3,100, that's more than Game Pass. Dude, we're rocking. Phil was talking about growing. I don't have a problem. We have no problem growing over here. Neither did my Sir Grinds a lot last night when he did the bathhouse. Pause.
25. It's coming.
Oh yeah, Kingdom Coming. It was Kingdom Coming. It was the second coming. Maybe it was the first, the second, and the second. It was the second coming. But yeah, so to get started with the topics, man, I listen. That's why I made the thumbnail what it is. It is a goddamn console war Royal Rumble. Executives running wild in the streets, people going on podcasts, telling people what they meant was, what I think was. And then like real data comes out, and then people go, oh yeah, that. So it's all over the friggin' place. Shuhei is running all over the place. At first, it was all about the gym Ryan and services. Then he twists it around. We're gonna go over some of it, but it's such like, it's just so crazy out there. Like, I don't even know what to bring to sense, like what's worth talking about, because it's a fly by night thing. One day it's something that happens, and the next day it's rebutted. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's not what it was. He said this now again. It just shows why Sony quiet all these years. It wasn't until Shuhei like resigned that he's doing these tours now and interviewing. But you see, when these executives speak, it's not good news. Like, it's always just this confusing and just weird. Like, it's just annoying. That's why Microsoft has ran into this problem so much time, because their executives can't shut up. Sony don't have them all doing interviews. They're controlled. There's one interview a year, or 2 years. Shuhei going on a podcast as much as Phil Spencer now, all over the place. Change it to saying this. Oh, it was this thing. Then I'm out. And listen, I watched already one interview. I was like, isn't that enough? Nope, he's doing more. But we'll first get into the Shuhei Yoshida interviews, because this kind of leads into a lot of, again, let me, you know what? Let me just lay it out right now. Well, you're going to hear this a couple of times. Exactly, overdone. Just let the games goddamn do the talking. But you're going to hear this a couple of times. It seems that the trigger words is that PlayStation's doing the same thing Microsoft's doing. Games are getting expensive. It's doing the same thing. And listen, that shouldn't be a trigger word, because you know it's not the same thing. And the people saying it know it's not the same thing. PlayStation putting their games on PC is not the same thing that Microsoft is going through, and they know it, you know it, so don't even engage in it. It's the whole consoles industry's doomed, please. It's all just ways of trying to handle the changes that Xbox is going through. because they made the bad choices. They made the bad bets. They're the only ones that spent $80 billion. How much was that? Yeah, that's right, $80 billion.
Grab your controller.
They were the only ones that spent this money. So they need it back. Don't tell me games cost a lot of money. That's why they spent $80 billion. Tell them, grab it. Let's go.
We need $80 billion. Gotta make a splash. To be relevant, we'll go all out, no holding back. Led by Philness and
The only ones to spend
games everywhere.
$80 billion.
It's time to show we care. Let's start by bringing Penament.
They stopped.
Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi, Russian grounded games over to PlayStation and Switch, and we will say that exclusives don't matter anymore. And then wait when we get Starfield ready for the pitch.
Big Booty Bobby!
Lou walked out with the bag, and now we're left with all these IPs. What the hell are we supposed to do?
Groban tells you right there. Bobby, and listen to the lyrics. Listen to the passion that Groban's speaking about. Exclusive Gaming Grindhouse music. Josh Groban for the Gaming Grindhouse. We're big. We're that big. Let me tell you something. The words in that song should resonate. They spent $80 billion at the end. Big Booty Bobby and Lulu walked out with the bag. And now Phil's left with all these IPs. What am I supposed to do? Groban told you before, he told you the future before we even experienced it. He told you the future. He said they spent $80 billion. Now Phil got all this IP. What is he supposed to do? And you know what he did. Give it back. Keep it where it is. We don't want it. So that's the people going, and this is where we'll get through some of these things, but I just want to preface this right now. It's not the same. Yes, they are growing. They are going to other platforms. They are trying to see what they can do with their IP. And as Yoshida said in an interview, it prints money. Of course it does. We'll talk about it. But they are not compensating for spending $80 billion on a bunch of publishers to funnel a Game Pass service that was going for $10 a month. Dollar Bill Phil. And raising the prices now to compensate for a goddamn all-you-can-eat piece of shit buffet. You think a buffet is going to go spend $80 billion in product to go give it away for $5 a month? No, dopey-ass Microsoft decided to do that and now bit them in the ass. Because they are putting their games on their direct console competitors. That's different than putting your stuff on PC later on. That is. And porting it over. Microsoft's not funding games, dude. They're keeping their business alive. And that's the difference. They invested so much that they need to show some sort of income to justify the existence of gaming at Microsoft. That's a whole different story than, you know what? Let's get some more money for Spider-Man and throw it on. Let's put it over to PC. Let's get some money. And then we could put some more money in the pack. It's free money. Let's do it. We already saturated the market on what we did. The PlayStation sold, and we're moving on to the next Spider-Man. But while that was sitting on this, why sit on this Spider-Man 2? Just put it over. Put it out there for $70, $60 on PC and we sell it again. Good job. Put it in a new box. They do it all the time at media. Put it in a new box. Put it in remastered. Yeah. You think Days Gone remastered took years to make? No. Dude, that's a cash grab. They're a cash grab. They're just like, we'll just put them out there. Don't buy them. Who cares? It's money. This is what it is. But that is in no way the same scenario that Microsoft is dealing with right now. They're not trying to fund Avowed 2. Jesus, go look at Avowed. And look at me with a straight face and tell me, oh yeah, they need to put their games on PlayStation because developing Avowed is so much money now. Yo, it has Avowed is a AAA with 1A hanging off the edge, about to fall off. All right, that's what Avowed looks like to me. It's 1, 2, 3 A's with an A, with the third A is like hanging by a thread. Don't tell me, oh, they need more money. That's why they're doing this. No, they need to show some sort of money coming in order to justify the business. Like Phil says, we're saving in order for Xbox to, it's a business for Xbox to stay alive. Like he's said it so many times. It's totally different situations. It is. And they know it. So do not engage. Yeah, PlayStation's doing it. Oh, yeah, day one PC. That's right. They're doing it. Day one PC. All right? Just, yeah, sure. Day one PC. Oh, yep, Sony's doing it. Of course they're doing it. I'll see you on day one with Ghosts of Yotai. Or Solaris when it comes out. I'm sure you'll enjoy that with me on PC, right? Oh. Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, what? It's not there? But I thought they're doing the same thing. Oh, they will. Okay, sure, they will. Call me when they do it. Oh, they will. Trust me. Someday, a decade. Sure. Sure, we will. Who cares? Yes, you're the one that's hoping for that day. While I'm playing Ghost of Yotai and Death Stranding 2. Keep hoping. And then we had Shaggy with his thing. We'll talk about him.
Like ZOINKS.
Just buy a PC, he says. Your advice? If somebody wants to play Ghost of Yotai or Wolverine, go buy a PC now? With the bullshit 5090s not functioning the way that Dopey Bastard in the leather jacket said they were going to function? Buy a PC? For games that you want to play right now. For some hope that in 2 years, maybe they put it on PC, maybe 3, maybe 1, who knows? But go spend money now. By the time that game comes out, you're probably upgrading to a 6090 by that time. You better hope your graphics card can handle Ghost of Yotai when it comes out on PC. Considering they release goddamn graphics cards every goddamn year and tell you why the one that you spent $8,000, $4,000 on is obsolete. Isn't that a great business to be in? You go buy a 4090 and you think you're the hot shit, and all of a sudden, dude comes out in a leather jacket, holds up a thing the size of a goddamn car and says, yeah, that 4090, we made a 5090, it's better. Your shit sucks. Look how much this outperforms that. You like that ecosystem? You think that's fun? Every year, the guy who sold you the top of the line tells you how the top of the line ain't top of the line anymore. Makes you have that tech FOMO. That's a good cycle to be in, don't you think? And then when it comes out, it's like, oh yeah, after you line up and buy them, and then you put them in your PCs, and you find out games are not made for them. The drivers are still maturing. While those 5090 drivers are still maturing, he's gonna roll out the 5090 Ti and show you why that 5090 is not too hot. And then the 5090 Super Ti, why the 5090 is not too hot. 10% more frames, 15% more frames. But the 5090 is just getting the drivers now. These games don't oh really? Well, here's a tip. And just when you're ready with that 5090 Ti, the Super Ti, Super Duper Hooper, then he comes out and he goes, oh, no, those 5090s, we fucked up. The 6090s is the shit now. Hold on, let me put my leather jacket on and go to CES. 6090s. Hey, to each his own. It's fine, but that's you telling people to go buy a PC now because of this future. Like, dude, Ryan, go back to being
Like ZOINKS.
yeah.
Hey, Shaggy, grab a bucket and some Lysol, scrub off my tires. There's fucking dog shit all over by the end.
I'm supposed to be picking up scrap.
You'll be picking up your teeth in another second.
Like, seriously, dude. Like, really? This is your advice?
Like ZOINKS.
If you can only afford one console, make it a gaming PC. The host of Podcast Unlocked. Dude's been with Xbox for 20 goddamn years. In 2025, this is his advice. This.
Hey, Shaggy, grab a bucket and some Lysol. Scrub off my tires. There's fucking dog shit all over by the entrance.
I'm supposed to be picking up scrap.
You'll be picking up your teeth in another second.
I don't get it. Listen, gaming PCs are cool. I like them. But they could coexist with consoles. So stop trying to deflect the shit that Xbox is doing and say this is a solution. Because the Xbox experience on PC, I'll tell you right now, sucks.
Oh no! We suck
So
again!
that's the other problem. Like, Xbox on PC is still an evolution. It is still trying to fix. Remember our good friend?
Xbox standoff says, thou shalt not. I
Remember? Xbox Gandalf says, I think you'll see some stuff coming on later on this year. What did he say? I think. Right? Where is he? There he is. I think the app might be fixed.
Xbox standoff says, thou shalt not. I
Yep. He thinks we'll see some updates to Windows and the Xbox app. He thinks. So the Xbox experience on PC is not good. So is that the place where Xbox fans should go? Because let me tell you the problem here. This is the problem that's going on. Because this is the only way I could break it down for everybody here. This is the problem. Let me get my thinking music going. This is the problem. You have an Xbox install base, a console install base that you've been grooming for 23 goddamn years. Telling them, just wait to E3. I see it. These games are coming. Look at our investments. Look at what we're doing. Look at what we're buying. I told you, I think you'll see more announcements later on. I think you'll see a console that evolves in the most powerful console. We won't be undersold in power and performance and price. All these hopes and wishes, and I'm telling you, I see it. I touched it. I play the games. Booty's like, I've touched these games. I played these games. Keeping leading them on, kept people locked in. Oh, Xbox Live now, it's Game Pass now. Xbox Game Pass Core, trust me, this is better now. Oh, we're gonna increase the price of Xbox Live. Oh, no, you're not. Oh, yes, we will. Just later on. And it continues, this hope and this praying, and it's gonna matter, this payoff. Look at us. Oh, now we're done with our studios. Just wait for next gen. Remember? They were gonna be all ready for next gen. Just wait for Halo Infinite. Oh, no, not ready. All this waiting while they stayed on your platform. And then when it comes down to it, you just spent $80 billion.
You're my number one customer.
You bought ZeniMax, made games exclusive. All right, Starfield, yep, most important exclusive ever. And you dragged them on and dragged them through this is it. And now, now we're buying Activision. What are you going to do with Call of Duty? Oh, it's a ruse. They're going to make it exclusive. They're going to do old Activision games in Game Pass. Keep going. While they're just right, they keep paying for Game Pass. They keep waiting, $240 a year. Keep going. Well, it's just 4 games. We're gonna sample just 4 games. Keep going. Okay, just 4 games. Phil said it's not a sign. Trust him. Then goes on and says, well, you may see more games. Oh, he's talking about third games that were already there. Keeps going. What's up, Weeb? How you doing, man? Keep going. Then the Janky Jones. One more thing. Oh, now shit's hitting the fan. And then the round of interviews that he does this year, basically going, I'm not trying to bring them over to Xbox anymore. You waited for this payoff. The problem is with those statements Phil Spencer made now, if you're sitting there with a console you're like, where do I go from here? All these games that I own don't play on PC. All these games I own are not in the cloud. Will Xbox make a new hardware to continue? A console hardware. And Phil keeps turning the word console into hardware from us, which that's a spin because I don't know if the next console will be a traditional one. I think they may just upgrade the X and the S, but the next one's going to be a Windows device with this Xbox app, I think, functioning somewhat. And they're going to do compatibility with the cloud and maybe say that's where your games go. But there's a lot of uncertainty here. And that's where a lot of this craziness is going on. And to satisfy some of that uncertainty, they're just like, well, PlayStation's doing it too. And that's what the big heads are saying. That's what they're all trying to throw in there and say those things.
Like ZOINKS!
That's why they've been running around on their platforms telling people, oh, this is the industry. This is what they use to fund money. It's all just to damage control the things that Microsoft spent $80 billion and needs to make that back. Otherwise, they're going to start shutting down studios, selling off IP, and wrapping this shit up. And who wants to see that? Because we've already seen it through Tencent and Embracer Group, who just came around like the goddamn Pac-Man that they were, just monster eating IPs and then shutting down studios and ending lives of Saints Row and Volition and all these studios that made these games. They're done because they decided to eat them up and spit them out the other side. And now I don't want to see Microsoft do that with all the stuff that they own, all those IPs. I don't know if they're going to do anything with them. But man, oh man, it will be a goddamn fire sale. So in order to keep their investments there, they need some money because they spent too much. That's why the quick pivot. There's no strategy. Microsoft's not like, yeah, you'll see games on PlayStation every 2 years. They're not waiting 2 years, dude. Then what happened? Remember Phil Spencer said when he chose those 4 games, it was like, well, there are games that have been out for a year. There have been games that need larger audiences, and there are games that need sequels to maybe what we want to do. Well, we know all that was a lie because, Hi-Fi Rush didn't get a sequel. When they came to him with a sequel, he said, nope, you go. Goodbye. Shut you down. So you sit here now and think like, well, wait a second. Indiana Jones is not a multiplayer game. Janky Jones is not a year old. Why the hell is that getting announced for PlayStation before they released on Xbox? That broke the mold. Dooms. And more will be coming. It sounded like there was a strategy, but it's coming fast. It's coming fast.
It's coming.
The only reason why it's coming fast is because
You're my number one customer.
$80 billion. And they need to make that back. This is not for game development. They are making money back because they spent so much money. That's not like a Nintendo. That's not like PlayStation. PlayStation's doing it for different reasons. And they're doing it more strategically, more calculating. Timing it with TV shows, with movies, with DLCs, with sequels, multiplayer that needs an audience day one. You don't need a large audience to play Ghosts of Yotai day one. Just look at Spider-Man, sold 11 million. That's fine. They made their money. And now we'll spend a few extra bucks. We'll port it over to PC and we'll sell it again. Dude, they do this shit all the time. Media does this all the time with content. They got to give a reason to charge people again. New audience, PC, hey, $50, enjoy Spider-Man 2. If you, and I always said this, you put that game out day one, the only place that it can go is down. The price can go down. You'll never get that price up again. You can't come back 2 years from now and say, you know what, Spider-Man $70 again, day on play, and expect it to blow up in sales. People be like, I can't believe they're charging $70 for Spider-Man on PlayStation. That shit better be like greatest hits or something like that. It could stay at 70, but it's not going to sell. But if you bring it to a new audience and sell for 50, 60, that looks like a brand new thing to them. Oh, wow. Look at this. And they'll pay for it. That's what happens.
Oh no! We suck again!
So that's what happens. It's like, it's different strategies. But to lump it all, it's like the industry sucks and consoles, dude, please. But that's the only thing I can make out of it. Like, everybody's just trying to spin it for themselves. And I'm telling you,
You're
the
my
whole
number one
goddamn
customer.
truthless. Like, this is what I gather from it. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, I really could only offer my opinion on what I read and what I see. That's it. I don't have what I'm hearing is or trying to change something. I'm just telling you what my opinion is on looking at all this stuff and knowing from what we've experienced throughout this whole ride of the Gaming Grindhouse of what we see for articles and stuff and how things change. And we're going to make fun of it because, oh, I got some good stuff. The receipts always come in. You know that. What's up, Thrifty? Member of 22 months. He goes 2 years in and love every show. Jez, always calling like it is. Keep it real. Ready for 22 more. Yo, shout out to Thrifty, man. Check out his show on Wednesday, man. I was in the chat. I wish I could get on. I wanted to jump on, but too much stuff was going on. But I listened to it. Great show, Thrifty. Thanks again, man. Josh Ayers, member 23 months. 1 month to go till he gets Platinum Grinder. He gets the Grindhouse Platinum at 24 months. That's right, Josh Ayers. Thank you so much. And then Ice Queen Gaming, another member for 20 months. VIP Grinder. Thank you so much, man. Ice Queen, man. And then you see, talking about people that have been on the ride, man. Cosmic Hero's on the show too, man. Shout out to him. Let me get him on the show. He just said with the 5, he goes, Ryan is a lost cause just like other Xbox buddies in that Discord. Let him flip-flop like a fish out of water. Exactly. Let these guys try to go like Dusty Bin trying to interpret Shuhei. Like, let them all just do what they're doing because just do not engage. That's what I find. Do not engage. Take a screenshot and move on. Because they're wrong. Because they are trying to satisfy. Because see, if you listen, actually, you know what? Let's go to let's go to some tapes. Let me read these other 2 super chats. Let's go to some tapes. Let's have some fun. It's Friday, baby. Hit that like button. I mean, give it out some VIPs myself right here. I think I can I? Let's see. Can I give to some members? Ooh, okay. Yes, I can. So let's go. Oh, I didn't even set up the goal. Ah. All right. Well, I'm gonna count those things because this thing's trash with this goal. Hold on. I'm gonna set up a goal because we always have to have a new Friday song release. I don't know which one I'm gonna do, so this one's gonna be off the cuff. So a new Friday song release, and I will. I'm gonna count the ones I already came to. So we'll do a new Friday song, and we already got the super chats added here. We got 1, 2, 3, so we're on our way. We need 7 more for the song. Cosmic here, we got him and Sign My Ass. There he is, Sign My Ass, showing up, man. He's always there, man. He loves us.
Great ass!
He's so good, he gets his own soundbite. Sign My Ass with a 50 steak. He goes, booty with the ideas. I think I could spend Sony out of business. Yeah, exactly. Let's spend Sony out of business. This is how effective Booty was. There he was. There's Booty. Digital Dude 25 with the $5. He goes, remember when these Xbox said they'll put Hi-Fi Rush on PlayStation to fund the sequel? Yes, Digital Dude. And you want to know what? And now look, they showed up with the sequel. And Phil says, no, take your sequel and take a hike. And now they got picked up by goddamn Febreze. I don't know who it was. Who they got picked up by somebody. They got some weird name, Baxter's or Febrizzles. I don't know what they are. But they got picked up and now they're demoing Hi-Fi Rush on PlayStations. Gonna make a sequel. Meanwhile, Phil believed in this franchise so much. No sequel. Well, let's go to some tapes. There was something I was watching today. Uh-oh. Here we go. Let's see what they got to say because they are doing Xbox wants out of the console war. They got podcasts unlocked and opposingly PlayStation, I guess. Whatever IGN wants to call themselves these days. What's up, True Virgil? How's the goggling going? You hanging in there, man? Shout out to True Virgil. Coming on in here trying to rile up everybody. He's our mascot. He comes in here, professional, world-class goggler. We got him. So make sure he's hanging there. You can keep him there. He hangs around the chat. Shout out to True Virgil in the chat. He's in here. There he is. Professional goggler. Number 1. So True Virgil, hey, watch this one too. Your buddy's on here. Your great buddy.
Like ZOINKS.
Yep, let's go.
Happy Christmas. War is over. Console wars, at least. You may have seen several headlines this week declaring the console war is over. This is because of some new comments that Phil Spencer has been sharing in a new interview. We'll get to that in just a moment. But before we dive into this week's episode of Next Gen Console Watch, we've got some exciting, even some. And Phil said, I would love to make all of the money for all the games. This
is what Phil said. Here we go. Let's see what their interpretation is.
Behind enemy lines. Phil Spencer was giving an interview with Xbox Era this week, and he was talking about bringing Xbox games to competitors' platforms. And Phil said, I would love to make all of the money for all the games that we ship, right? Obviously, we make more on our own platform, meaning they make more if they sell an Xbox version of a game, of Indiana Jones, than a PlayStation 5 version. He says, it's one of the reasons that investing in our own platform is important. But there are people, whether it's their libraries on a PlayStation or Nintendo, whether it's they like the controller better, they just like the games that are there. I'm not trying to move them all over to Xbox anymore. And that's a pretty telling statement. He's got more to say here. Oh, yeah, that's Phil right there. But first, I wanted to get your thoughts on that, Ryan. Xbox is not trying to get players who are happy playing games over somewhere else. They're not trying to get them over to Xbox anymore. What do you think? In your opinion, is this whole console war thing over?
Yeah, do we have to stop doing the show now? Like, are we done? I'm not sure. But
yeah, we're free.
Yep, that's right. I think he's about to announce now he's going to change Podcast Unlock to podcast. Oh no, we suck again.
I hope not. This is fun. But yeah, I mean, this has been coming ever since, by Phil's own admission, they lost what were in his words the most important generation to lose, right. Which was the Xbox One generation, which of course was all the more painful for Xbox fans because they'd just come off of the Xbox 360 generation, which had won them so many fans after getting their foot in the door with the original Xbox, which was a great console that lost money on every one they sold, but Microsoft knew that was part of the plan. We just need to get our foot in the door. And then the 360, they kicked that door in, and they had a seat at the table. They were number 1 in North America. Sony eventually overtook them from global sales, but North America was Xbox 360 territory, and they squandered all of it. I mean, we don't have to go through the whole history again.
Right.
But ever since then, as people have, as gaming has gone more digital, and you've got your digital purchases on one ecosystem or another, yeah, it's the same strategy. The traditional quote-unquote console war strategy doesn't work anymore. I mean, even Sony's starting to sell stuff on PC as the...
See what I mean? The traditional console strategy doesn't work anymore. This is on this. If you listen to this in a bubble, you would say, how the hell is PlayStation at 70 million consoles, 75 million consoles? How? And the Switch rocking out there. And then GTA 6 launching only on consoles. So, and also go Solaris, they just came out now. That's coming out of the PlayStation and enhanced for the PS5 Pro. Like, so what do you mean the console strategy doesn't work anymore because Sony's doing it? See what I mean? That's why I had to do my intro to this.
Costs of game development go up and up and up.
See? Cost development of game. Shout out to who wrote that in the chat. Who wrote that in the chat? Now I'm trying to find out where it was. Luke's Blade. He said they bought 2 massive publishers. Xbox bought 2 massive publishers to get players to move, but it ultimately failed. Exactly. And we're going to get into that. I got some receipts on that one, Luke's Blade. But that's exactly. But see, they turned the publishing cost. Of what? Avowed? South of midnight? Like Microsoft needs the money to make these games? First off, I don't understand. I thought Microsoft was the beast incarnate, the $1 trillion company, unlimited budgets. I remember when they were buying all these studios. They wanted them to buy. Remember? Buy Sega. Who? Acquisition season, bitches.
Great circle.
Bitches.
Nobody cared about Microsoft's money then. There was no pockets. Bottomless pockets. Buy. Buy them all, they said. Everybody took a breath. A game had a little bit of Xbox logo on it. They're like, oh, Microsoft, you should buy them. A game came out that was good, and they're like, you know what, Microsoft, you should buy them. That's what they were like. Every single time something came out, they're like, buy them, Phil. Buy them. Buy. This is not to make games. This wasn't funding money. They're not developing these games, dude. They weren't. Buy. But now it's a business. Now we got to let people go. Now, we got to cut studios and can't approve sequels. It's a business now. I got to run a business. Oh, well, shit. You were engaging in those tweets when everybody said, buy Sega, buy this, buy that. They're like, somebody needs to buy DC. They're like, buy DC. Warner Brothers, buy them. Buy.
Great circle is coming out this December.
But now it's a business, so it's a business now. Really? All of a sudden, cat's out of the bag. But now all the game costs. Dude, is Microsoft making games on the scale of what Sony's games look like? When they do, give me a call, and then I'll say maybe they need the money. Just look at Bootleg Halo with Fernando. We're never going to finish Fernando's story. He was driving them all over the place. We don't know. But look at that game. Are they making these incredible... Are they? Starfield didn't even ship with 60 frames on the console. What about the budgets? Phil said it was a design decision. Oh, but then 6 months later, they put it in. What happened? You change your mind? Change your mind on design? No. It's because it wasn't ready. They just bought this shit that was already in development. So it's not development costs. Games are going up. Prices are going up. Yeah, but Microsoft was the only one that spent $80 billion and got to make it back. It's a different scenario. The console strategy.
Nintendo's still...
Exactly. And every time it comes to Nintendo, they go, well, Nintendo's its own thing. All right, let's move on. No. Nintendo's proof that customers want consoles. They want systems that play games that they like, that have an identity. The fact that the Switch is successful
You're
is
my
proof
number one customer.
that consoles have a place. So stop dismissing consoles like they were just this fad. Maybe if you were 1980s, Shaggy.
Like ZOINKS.
With Atari and stuff. But don't treat consoles like they're a fad. Like, oh yeah, they're just with a hotness for the last couple of years. Now they're done. New strategies. Dude, consoles have been coexisting with PC and PC gaming for all these years. Since forever. And it will continue. There will be some crossover. There was crossover. Was people going crazy when Halo 2 was on PC, when Gears went to PC? There was crossover. They tried to do that whole Xbox Live initiative on PC. Those were different times. It was a different strategy. This is blatantly putting your games on other platforms to exist because you spent too much money and you are not selling anything. That's the fact. That's the reason why they're doing that. Good night, Virtual Dan. Enjoy your Cuba vacation. The thing is that that's the reality. But they say Nintendo. Oh, Nintendo just does it.
Pretty effectively being Nintendo, and we'll see if they're able to keep that going with Switch 2. But yeah, I mean,
see what I mean? They have to dismiss Nintendo when Nintendo's doing the console strategy. Sony's straddling the line and leveraging PC. But Sony still believes the same beliefs that Nintendo does, but Sony's trying to expand because they're an entertainment company. They got movies. They got IP that they want to put in there and they're capable of putting it on PC. But see, they dismiss Nintendo all the time. And how many people are going to buy a Switch 2 to play Metroid Prime 4, to play Mario Kart 9? We all are. I am. Because that's the only place to play it. To play Pokemon, the next Pokemon game. That's what you do. And nobody's throwing pitchforks at Nintendo saying, why is Pokemon not on PC? Why is Pokemon not on PlayStation? No, Nobody's asking that at all. But they just dismiss Nintendo. But Nintendo is the proof in the pudding that it's not selling 15 million consoles. Nintendo blew the hell up. Why? Because consoles still matter. That's the problem. Xbox did horrible because they released not quality games, unchecked games, and used Game Pass as an excuse to why these games came out hot. And dragged people on for years, 2 years without even games, no launch exclusives for their console, no launch lineup. It was like Halo, nope, see you later. We got nothing. Play the medium in January. This is the problem. Microsoft sucks at what they did. They never could catch that lightning in the bottle again. And even when they had that lightning with the 360, they managed to ruin it because they decided to do more the bullshit and entertainment and making movies and making TV and doing all this other stuff and took their eye off the games and their IP. That's what they did. But see, let's gloss over Nintendo.
It is over. I mean, it makes sense that eventually Phil's got to say, look, we've spent years trying to get people to come back to our platform, and it's just not happening. I mean, they lost 30 million people after the Xbox 360 era. That's hard to recover from, and they haven't. And now, so this.
See? So we went from talking about the entire console business as not being lucrative for them. Then Nintendo tells you how it is. And it now comes back to Xbox lost 30 million people that they never got back. So tell me what the problem is. This is not an industry problem. This is an Xbox problem. All self-induced. And actually, I give him credit because he does say that moving forward. I'll get you sign my ass. Hold on.
Situation is of their own making, but
there you go.
Here they are, and I do think, I've said this before, I think it is, even though they are quote unquote to blame for their situation, it still kind of maybe favors them in the long run. I'm not saying they'll win, but it favors their business strategy in the long run, because this new generation of gamers, Gen Alpha, like the whole console loyalty thing is kind of an older generation thing. It's the younger generation is used to growing up with every streaming service, every game on any device that's convenient to them. And that's now the position that Microsoft, the strategy that Microsoft is adopting. And it does seem like in the long run that's going to work for them. And, I hope they're going to continue making great hardware.
No control required. Oh God.
Because I know I'm rambling here, but the last point I'll make is that one common response I see to this when people complain to me,
and that's the thing, they complain to him. Before he gets into that, let me get sign my ass here with the 200 Seek. Thank you so much, man. He goes, Jez, can you straighten out my confusion about Avowed? When I go to Metacritic, it says 80, but when I also see people saying it, but I also see people saying it's bad. Which is it? Because Xbox games have a low bar to be considered good. That's right, sign my ass. And also too, Xbox has a lot of Xbox Mondo, Xbox Generation, Xbox the Ocho. They got all these other Xbox dedicated websites that contribute to this that actually fluff up the scores as well. So that's another reason why, just like Halo got all those high ratings and it really was not that. But one thing I want to say with this, and thank you again for that super chat. One thing I want to say on this is that why do they make it this console war when people choose a platform? That's something that I think is kind of funny. It's like, oh, this loyalty to PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo. Dude, stop. That's not what it is. People go where their games are. Like, do you understand this? Like, why do people... So they try to spin this to be negative. Like, oh, if you choose the console and your PlayStations and Xboxes, then you are part of this war. Dude, you're right. They don't give a shit. But guess what? When those Gen Alphas want to play Spider-Man, when it releases, they're going to go get the platform that Spider-Man releases on. And if their friends are playing Spider-Man and they're not playing it, Dad, Mom, Can I get the platform that has Spider-Man? My friends are playing it. Like, that's the difference. People choose to play based on the games. That's why your statement of just buy a PC, it's like if people want to play, if somebody wants to play Ghost of Yotai, if somebody wants to play Pokemon, you're telling them to go buy a PC? No. Go where the games go. If somebody says, what should I buy? I'm like, well, what games you like to play? All right, well, those games are everywhere, so you could decide on anything you want. However, there are certain games that are only available on these platforms. Are you interested in those? Yes, I am. Well, then get those platforms. That you go where the games are. People choose where the games are. The problem is that Microsoft has not released, like, this whole bullshit. I've vented about this shit so much in the sense that Microsoft has put their games everywhere. Guys, we've been everywhere since 2017, and it hasn't moved the needle at all. You want to know why? Because the games suck. Thank you. The games suck. Every game had an excuse. Halo, no co-op. Oop, we're working on it. Craig, day one, Craig. Oh, yeah, we're fixing it. It's the lighting. Crackdown 3, Phil's favorite game. Oh, yeah, matchmaking co-op sucks. The Cloud, yeah, that was some bullshit, too. Oh, we had development problems. Oh, we're going to delay Halo for another year. Forza, oh, yeah, here it is. Forza Motorsport, our favorite game, 7 years. We're pumping them out every other year. 7-year Forza, a flop. Every game. Redfall. Oh, yeah, that's egg on our face. I'll take it. Dude, you don't have it to take it.
Oh, no! We suck again!
The only game of quality you released in all these years. Actually, you want to know what? Let him say it.
On social media, and I say, well, I'm kind of over caring where the games are. And I've just been waiting for Xbox to get good games for 10 years, and they finally have them. And people say, well, then we need somebody to keep Sony in check.
Dude, did he just say what I think he said? Did he just say what I think he said?
25. It's coming.
That's your answer right there.
Well, then we need somebody to, and I've just been waiting for Xbox, over caring where the games are.
The people reached out to him and said, I've been waiting for Xbox to have good games for 10 years.
I've just been waiting for Xbox to get good games for 10 years, and they finally...
There's your problem!
Like ZOINKS!
Hey, Shaggy, grab a bucket and some Lysol, scrub off my tires. There's fucking dog shit all over by the entrance.
I'm supposed to be picking up scrap.
You'll be picking up your teeth in another second.
This is the problem. There it is. There's the facts. Ryan, I've just been waiting for Xbox to have some good games for 10 years, dude. A decade. And tell me why they're putting their games everywhere. They spent $80 billion. People weren't choosing Xbox. They weren't choosing Game Pass. They weren't choosing their games on PC because their games sucked. Ryan McCaffrey said it himself.
Situation maturely?
No, not that one.
Where's the
No, not that one.
Where the box is in the...
No, not that one.
Xbox, no. Phil does.
Not that one.
Well,
this one.
Indie's the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years. Indie's the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years.
Indie's the best Xbox exclusive in 3 years. He said people telling him they want Xbox games, a good one in 10. And tell me what the oh, you choose it because of plastic. You're a PlayStation fan. Like, who walks into Best Buy going, I'm a pony. Where's the pony section, please? I'm a pony. Somebody told me online I was a pony and I was supposed to buy a PlayStation because they said I'm a pony. Where's the ponies, please? Show me where they are. Because the ponies have to buy a PlayStation, right? I can't buy anything else. I got to buy, somebody called me a pony, so I got to go buy a PlayStation, right? But somebody called me an Xbot online. That means I got to buy an Xbox, right? You know? Somebody said in the chat that I'm an Xbot. Excuse me, Best Buy, show me where the X-Bot area is, please. They classified me as an X-Bot, and I was classified as a pony. So my friend was classified. They called him a pony. They called me an X-Bot. Where are those sections, please? I got to buy the representative console of what we were called. Dude, they don't do that shit. They go where the games are. And you said it right there. 10 years. You said it right here.
Indies the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years.
They haven't had Game of the Years. They haven't had any of this shit in all these years. That's why they suck. It's not about where their games are. It's about what their games are. It's about what. It's always been about what. And Microsoft has not had the what. They had to go buy shit off of store shelves, and even that didn't deliver. Like Starfields. They even bought shit already being made. And even then, even Redfall. Dude, they spent $7 billion for Redfall. Even when they spent the money, the game still sucked. Holy crap on me.
They're like mushrooms. Feed them shit and keep them in the dark.
Exactly. My goodness gracious. The best Xbox game in 3 years. Holy shit. It's Janky Jones, he said. Janky Jones.
Finally have them. And people say, well...
And this thing, now they finally have them. Excuse me, what? What happened? What, because of Indiana Jones? Now all of a sudden the 10 years have been erased? Now that they finally have them. So we automatically, Xbox comes out with Janky Jones, which, by the way, will go over MPDs. Janky Jones, they're back in the talk. Now they're up to the level of Sony and Nintendo now with exclusivity because of Janky Jones, which is not even exclusive. And it wasn't even that good. Oh, and Avowed's showing up at South of Midnight with bad mechanics? Now that they got him? What do you mean now that they got him? Doom was Doom. They bought Doom. Doom goes everywhere. Are they going to spend the marketing to make it look like it's an Xbox game? Well, that's right, Josh. One game. Meanwhile, Sony's light. Oh, Sony's struggling. They released Astrobot and Helldivers 2. They got Game of the Year and most multiplayer game. But they released Janky Jones on the ass end of Christmas and coal in your stocking. And all of a sudden now, they're back in the conversation now that they got him? You've been waiting 10 years for goddamn Janky Jones.
Indies the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years.
Like ZOINKS!
Years, and they finally have them. And people say, well, then we need somebody to keep Sony in check. Like, well, consumers will do that. If arrogant...
Xbox has not kept Sony in check at all. Like... If arrogant Sony is friggin' arrogant. Like Sony has Phil Spencer bending the knee, putting his games on PlayStation. How's Sony not going to be arrogant?
Sony comes back and makes $700 consoles the norm and doesn't ship enough great games. Well, the market will respond to that. And then if Microsoft keeps making great games and keeps
Indies the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically
You're my number one customer.
in 3 years.
Microsoft keeps making great games. What? So Sony, in this magical world where Sony doesn't make great games anymore and pays $700 for consoles that are at 75.5 million right now, and Xbox just keeps making great games. When did they start? Did I forget something? Did I miss the boat? Did I miss the boat or something? Because Phil Spencer just told you. He's what does he say?
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true. Just focused more on great games on our console, that somehow we're going to win the console race, I think doesn't really lay into the reality of...
If Microsoft keeps making great games...
When did I miss that boat? When did I miss that? Did I miss that one? I must have missed that.
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around.
Well, what happened? What was that, Phil?
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true.
I don't know where these great games are. Well, I can't wait to see the avowed sales. It's capped off at 12,000 people.
And keeps making good hardware with Game Pass.
Good hardware.
On their hardware being appealing.
You mean like the Series S that doesn't get performance modes? That kind of good hardware?
And then, well,
and
maybe
the glitter Xbox at $600. That's right, Luke.
People would come back to Xbox eventually, but it's been a long road to get here. Again, of Microsoft's own doing, but it may end up kind of working out in the end.
If the console wars are over, it ended with the best possible outcome, right? Like all three platforms can remain viable and no one has to go out of business and no one has to exit the hardware market altogether.
IGN, man, what has happened?
Max, what do you think PlayStation is thinking of when they think about Nintendo and Xbox today? Think they're still worried about them?
I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't presume to know what a big faceless corporation is thinking at any given time, but you know, I will say that, you know, they're riding high. The PlayStation 5 is selling just fine. We've kind of seen.
Oh, but wait, Ryan just said the console, the strategy's over. Didn't Ryan just say the console strategy's over?
Does have that wonderful, charming PS3 era hubris, rolling out the PS5 Pro, not really justifying its existence, but being like, here, it's $700 anyway, buy one.
Yo, these guys, they must pay him in goddamn pennies over there at IGN. They must pay him in food stamps. Everybody's poor over there. They hate money. They hate. Dude, you are in the goddamn video game industry, and they release brand new tech and and updated consoles. And these guys, who it's their fucking job to be in the know of gaming, criticizing new hardware in console, dude. Please, they must pay them in goddamn food stamps over at IGN. Justifying the distance. Mark Cerny told you what the fuck it's for. If you don't like it, then don't buy it with your food stamps. But for people that are like, dude, that is like being a car enthusiast and then Nissan comes out with the fucking like acting like a crazy ass car and you're just like, who needs that? What's that for? It's like, why the fuck are you at this car show? I'm a car enthusiast. Who wants those high-end cars? Who's this for? They didn't justify it. Why is that? Why? What? I never seen people in the business complaining about new things in the business. And he's supposed to be the PlayStation dude. Sony can have 700 consoles. Said just buy it. Yeah, that's exactly what they said. Did you miss the coverage of Mark Cerny telling your ass what the hell's going on? And again, if you don't want it, don't buy it. But to say they just cocky and they sent it out. What? People bought it. Your poor ass didn't. But just say it's not for me. Don't go out there and be like, why does this exist? You are the fucking IGN. What do you do there? Who are you? What do you do there? Justify existence. Are you playing Kingdom Come in your face too? Are you playing it? Because I played Kingdom Come in your face too, and I'll tell you right now, that Pro looks real damn good. Did you see Digital Dumb Foundry's goddamn coverage of these games? Do you see that they're running at higher resolutions with 60 frames a second with higher frame rates? Yeah. If you don't like it, then don't get it. But as somebody who's in the goddamn industry, how the hell do you think who wants new consoles? Dude, it's your goddamn job. It's your goddamn job. I've never heard some you know what?
We haven't really seen much of them in the way of games. I don't know. On the just speaking,
we haven't seen much of them in the way of games. This is the PlayStation guy talking. Holy shit.
The two youths.
To what? What was that word? To what?
Yeah, IGN, man, they got their head so far up their ass that smell Matt Booty.
As a consumer, like I'm kind of much more excited about what Microsoft's been showing off because they've been showing off a lot more stuff, and there's been a steady stream of new things coming to the platform. But again, like it's
like what? Call of Duty, Flight Simulator, 2024. A slew of new stuff. I'm getting dumb to listen to this shit. I'm gonna skip this stuff. I'm done with the list. I'm not giving them any more time. What the hell? Like, what the hell is he talking about? Showing what? Really? Call of Duty? Flight Simulator? Is those the new games, that the slew of games that they're showing? Avowed that got delayed again for room? What are you talking about? Doom?
At the end of the day, we care about these things because they play games.
You know what?
Indie's the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years.
We care about these things because they play games, he says. But then he shits on the pro.
And where you're playing them is kind of incidental. You know, I think we have this...
Where you're playing them is incidental. Dude, if you can only play this game on that platform, what do you mean where you play them is incidental? Where you play Pokemon is incidental. Where you play Ghost of Yotai is incidental. It's just, dude, it's physically not impossible to play it anywhere else. What are you talking about?
This sort of schoolyard mentality of, you know, looking back at, you know, which is better, Nintendo or Sega. And I don't know, fast forward a few years and you get Mario and Sonic at the Olympics together, and Sega bowed out of the hardware department entirely. And it's, I don't know, it's interesting because you do see companies like, again, Microsoft, predominantly software company, but they make hardware. Sony, predominantly consumer electronics company, but they make software. There's a lot of overlap there, and you see a lot of companies dipping in and out of that kind of stuff. And I mean, publishers we talk about today, like Bandai, SNK, they both made, you know, handhelds or consoles over the years. You know, Atari, we started out being a big name brand console a bajillion years ago, and, you know, then it became a software brand.
And why? Because they wanted to reach more people, or because they got smacked out of the goddamn competition of the console and their console wasn't selling? Don't you understand? Don't you understand? Clowns of clowns. Don't you understand? The reason why they don't exist is because their hardware sucked.
Oh no! We suck again!
Their hardware failed in the market, so they just went to being software. You act like, oh, well, did Atari go put their games everywhere because they wanted to reach more people? No! Because they didn't sell their console. That's exactly why Xbox is doing what they're doing. Phil even said when they bought ZeniMax, he was like, yeah, we don't sell it on PlayStation. We're good putting it on PC and Xbox. The reason why they went to PC is because they couldn't sell it on Xbox. Dude, why are you acting dumb? None of those companies, Sega didn't, oh, you know what? Those Nintendo guys need to play Sonic. That's right. You know what? I want Sonic to play with Mario. That's why exactly Sega did what they did? No, Sega did it because they got smacked out of the fucking console race by Sony and Nintendo. They had no other choice. So, that's exactly what Xbox is doing. But you guys are spinning it like, oh, it's more people, more money. The fuck? No, it's not. Go look at their sales. Go look at their console install base. They suck. That's what they suck. That's why they're doing this. And they spent all this money.
It's funny that, you know, the whole idea of an Xbox is that it's short for a direct Xbox, which is another word for...
I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I've lost 3 brain cells from the goddamn sons of bitches. Yeah. It's because everybody wants to play. Microsoft is leading the way and putting their games everywhere. Oh yeah. Oh, that's why. January hardware sales at the worst since 2020 in the US, their home territory, as Xbox consoles decline by 50%.
25. It's coming.
Xbox no, Phil des.
remember that box is in the name of our brand.
Yeah, that box is in the name of the brand. Suck the box. Why are they doing what they're doing? Because they're kumbaya? Dude, it's because there's nowhere else to go. January video game hardware spending 45% when compared to a year ago, $205 million. It's the lowest January total of video game hardware since 331. When you look at the individual sales drops, here it is. PlayStation sales are down 38%, Xbox is down 50%, and the Nintendo Switch is down 53%, lower than last year. The hardware spending, 50%. And you know that's not growing. This is only for the US market. And the story has been similar to other regions. It's crazy. They are down the most. And that's down 38%. And still at 75.5 million. We don't even know what Xbox is at. But tell me why they're doing what they're doing. They need to. And who the hell knows what... I don't know, PlayStation hardware spending, but I guess what the... we don't even know. I don't know where he went anymore. But here, right here. Where is this? It says right here. Here's the hardware revenue percentage of gaming in 2024. These are your quarters here. So these are the numbers that Sony shared. Look at who's in single digits. And tell me why they're doing what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. This is the revenue per their console. This is what it's doing to their business. Quarter 4, 34% increase PlayStation, 50. Microsoft has about 15. And what's crazy, look at the difference. PlayStation has equals. Nintendo has equals because they actually tell you. Microsoft has abouts, estimates. And look at the estimates without Activision. Like, come on. Tell me why they're doing what they're doing. So the whole point is that Microsoft is doing what they're doing to save the $80 billion that they spent. And also because their console is down and down and down. There's no growth. And with all this news, and shout out to, I was listening to Puderock, and I don't know if it was him, I think it was him. He was saying, you know, once this gets out to the public, like one, and I think when Forza comes out, that's when you're going to see it. But when Forza comes out, and when they start showing up on other systems, like in Nintendo, and when this, I think that's when people, the public is going to know. And now when the people that just walk in or just want to go buy a console, they're going to say, oh, that console's games are over here. That franchise is over here. Because you get the Forza, which is iconic with Xbox. Like, wow, why is that on a PlayStation? Why is that on a Switch? Once the general public get an idea, it is done. It is done, and it's already happening. It's just trickling out. Like, oh, that stuff is. But get ready. But he had a point in the sense that, you know, when the public gets this shit out there and they find out that these games are going over there, that's when, like, it's really that's the exodus. And when they start putting Halo or something else out there, that's the mass exodus. But yeah, they are just completely botching this up with their hardware. Let me get to the... Yo, Stephen Leon with the 10. Thank you so much, man.
It's coming.
You got the VIPs in the house. I got to put that in there. I know. I was talking about... I got to get rid of that IGN thing. Give me a headache. Yeah. But it's just like so crazy, man. 50, baby. Woo, we're at the 50s. We're going. Next emoji. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's done. Like, that's the thing. It's crazy. And all the consoles, like, January is the worst month, but man, like, because everybody went up in December and spent, so January is always just low. Like, people don't, it is the worst month. It's not even a good month to compare in any kind of retail thing. But just the loss and loss and loss. Nintendo, you know why. PlayStation had huge years, and then this. Microsoft never had a huge year of sales. Remember, Sony was up like 120% 2 years ago? Microsoft never had that boom. They never had a boom. They were always just down and down and down and down. So I don't know, man. But the thing is the reason why they're doing what they're doing is not the same reason why other companies are doing what they're doing. Microsoft, self-inflicted, spent a lot of money with no growth, and what they banked on with Bethesda games, with these games exclusive, didn't work. And they had a whole bunch of faux pas and probably issues. But two things I wanted to talk about. Hit that like button here. Is this whole, just put your games everywhere. It will be fine. Put your games everywhere. That's the answer. Well, I tell you, the biggest answer right now to that response is Halo Infinite. It was free to play. It was everywhere. Did it help that game? No. So stop telling people to multi-platform games day one. Because I'll give you an example. If I was a constructor and I told you, hey, build a house. Make it the best house you ever built. Here's the material. Here's the stuff. Now you're building this house in one spot, just one house. But then I come back to you and I go, you know what? We changed our model right now. We want 5 of those houses. Same time, they got to be ready. Now you got to do 5 of them. Now, are you going to put in the best bathroom that money can buy in that house? Because remember, you got to do it now 5 times.
You're my #1 customer.
Or are you going to cut corners and make sure you did just enough in that house to make sure that you do it in the other 4 houses? Like, this is the thing. When you would test, and Microsoft never had a strategy for their studios to be multi-platform. They took the same dudes and dudettes and said, hey, all you guys are making it for PC again. We're going to make PC all day one. Let's go. And what happened? Quality dropped. Contractors were used. All this stuff. Exactly, Wild Wolf. Nintendo everywhere? No. Nobody's asking for that, right? But here are actual facts to go along with that. Speaking about Halo devs, Halo Infinite dev explains why they canceled local co-op despite 80% of it being playable through exploit. Well, when speaking to IGN, head of live services Sean Barron offered an explanation regarding the lack of co-op in Halo Infinite, even though 80% of the campaign could be played through that exploit. Barron admits that 343 was working on local campaign for many months, even years. However, there were a lot of challenges from a technical perspective on what the community was able to play via the exploit. The amount of work required for 343 to bring co-op from an 80% to 100% quality was significant. The studio therefore decided it was something that was unable to commit to. The developers also said they were unsure of how long it would take. Oh, wow, time and money, right? Oh, people forget about that. Well, what is one of the reasons? Having to support a large number of platforms was also part of the culprit. According to Barron, even if the development team encountered a couple of crashes, it was tough to determine what platform they had happened on. As a result of having to support all platforms, it's unlikely that local co-op is something the studio would have succeeded in getting through. Really? So maybe, just maybe, if they were focusing on one platform, they may have maybe done it. But because Microsoft gave them the responsibility of Xbox One, Series S, Series X, and all the PCs on day one, feature complete. Too much time, too much money. Who knows how long it would take? That's the difference when you have to tell somebody, I want it all for everywhere, optimized day one. That's why Starfield, 30 frames, Redfall, 30 frames. Why? All the platforms that Microsoft made them commit to. Day one, they're not multi-platform developers. They're not. So features were removed. Features weren't there. Delays happened because of optimization across all platforms. So when you took, and that was one of the things, when you look at what Sony did with Spider-Man 2, they weren't taking Insomniac and saying, dude, stop Spider-Man 2 and go make that PlayStation, that PC version of Spider-Man 1. No. They said, we're going to get a studio that is going to take Spider-Man 1 and port it to PC. So we don't take away from the development time of Spider-Man 2. But if they came in there and said, guess what, guys, Spider-Man 2, we want it on PC day one with PlayStation, go. What would they do? You're trying to squeeze more juice out of the lemon. Get contractors, throw more money, late nights, brunch, no crunch, who knows? But what Shuhei said was that porting games over is print money. Yeah, because all they do is take a game and they make it optimized for the game. They already made their money on the game sales. They sold that game for $70 to the console what it was built for. We sold it. All right, now take your time. Go make it available. Get all the edits in there. Make sure it's optimized. Now they have failed sometimes because they've used bad judgment. But you take that. We don't take away time from them on making Wolverine and doing that stuff. But you go take it and port it over. And then we go charge everybody $60 for it. It's like 100% goddamn percentage growth. Let's go. Basically, it takes us, a few weeks or whatever to port this shit over, and then we go sell it for $60. Printing money. And that's what Shuhei was saying. But this is what happens. What compromises happen when you have to support a massive amount of platforms on day one? When you're not built. The whole purpose of being owned by the manufacturer of the console hardware is that you work on that console hardware and optimize for it and make it the best experience and take advantage of all the features and capabilities that it's supposedly this $500, $600, $700 box that plays games the best you can for that price to performance, because the development is focused on the features and capabilities of a closed platform. I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand. And if a company has success in doing that and porting it later on, just like the movie, you know, everybody was like, oh, look, everybody's doing Microsoft when they were putting movies when COVID had happened and they put movies on streaming day one. Dude, as soon as those theaters opened, they brought everybody back to the movie theaters. Why? I thought more movies everywhere for everybody. No, because they wanted to make their goddamn money. Don't you remember Tom Cruise? Goddamn Tom Cruise talking about, I'm making a Mission Impossible for the theater. The theater experience, the surround sound, the huge screen, the big movie blockbuster situation. I'm not making it for somebody's TV or phone. I'm making a block office smash hit to get people back in the theaters. And that's what they tried doing all these years, and they finally been doing it with a lot more movies. Why would they do that when they got these streaming services? They could just put it everywhere, day one, and we're done, because they don't make their money back on the development. That's the reason why these consoles exist. If it works for Nintendo and it works for Sony, let them do it. Let them cook, let them do what they do. And if they want to port it later, let them do it. Microsoft is the one that failed and made bad bets and didn't have good games in 10 years.
Indie's the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years.
Exactly. There's your answer. It's not about where they are, it's about what it is. Because Microsoft's games have been on everything. And part of the other interesting part here is that here you go, talking about putting your games everywhere. Show me where Indiana Jones is everywhere. Where is it? It's not even in the top 20 anymore. Janky Jones came off. It didn't even make the top 10 in its release month. And Janky Jones, Indiana Jones, didn't even make the top 20. It was gone. Oh, but look. Astrobot. One platform. One place to play it. Is Dragon Ball Zero. A great game, but that's a multiplat. That's everywhere. But why is Astrobot up there? Interesting. Donkey Kong. One platform. Why is that up there? Final Fantasy jumped up there because it went to PC, because they could charge again. See? If it works for them, then let it do it. Let it cook. But where's Indiana Jones that was everywhere? Where? Indiana Jones! Janky! Where are you? We don't know. He's gone. Janky left. He left the building. Top selling games on PlayStation. Damn, let's go see the top of games on Xbox. Did Janky make it there? Janky didn't even make it on the top 10 on Xbox. Holy shit on me! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Remember they were saying it was top sales? Indiana Jones didn't even make it on the top ranked of Xbox platforms, physical and digital, in January. So what about that, Ryan?
Indy's the best Xbox exclusive in years, and specifically in 3 years.
But I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine! Ah!
Yeah. Yep. And Spider-Man 2. Still hanging in there for PlayStation platform. Holiday game. And Astrobot hanging in there. Astrobot 5th. Like, come on, man. Like, I understand that yes, the big ones, the Call of Duties, the Maddens, that's been like that for decades. The whole Xbox, the whole gaming has been like that. There are people that play those games, Minecraft and Fortnite, and that's it. But does that mean that we stop making games? You know, does that mean that stuff? Like, this is where let's get to the Pisca. I gotta talk to Pisca. Piscatella, get the hell out of here. Like, this is when I hear this shit. Hear this.
30% of people that play video games will not buy a video game this year.
Wow.
So that's a third of the audience that just won't buy. A further 18% purchase a new game every 6 months or less frequently. So these are your folks that are buying Madden or EAFC, or they're picking up Call of Duty, right? Your big mass market only kind of buyer. The kind of purchaser that's watching this show, you're probably buying at least one game a month, maybe more. Only 12% of video game players buy a game once a month. Only 4% buy games more often than once per month. So, when we're talking about the developers and the publishers that are really being, hurt the most, that we're talking the most about, are the games that are really targeting this, like 16% of total players that are, purchasing very frequently, while the mass majority of players are buying a game or two a year, and they're playing Fortnite, Minecraft, and Roblox. And I think that's like the biggest challenge. The biggest competitor to any new video game is Fortnite. I will die on that hill no matter what it is, because you have to fight Fortnite before you fight anything else to get your game seen and purchased. And that's like the biggest challenge, I think, happening right now.
Yeah.
So should we just stop making games? So like, should just people just like wrap it up? Like, somebody told Nintendo, don't bother with Metroid. Just stop. Go tell somebody tell Hideo Kojima. Hey, you know what? Stop with Death Stranding 2. You got to compete against Fortnite. Don't worry about it. So should we just stop making games? Because you want to know what? Of those games, I don't hear any of those games in any kind of conversations and awards or anything, dude. And nobody's buying them. Half of them are free, so they wouldn't show up on sales charts. People are buying skins for the goddamn games. Like, people are not buying Fortnite. But the thing is that should we just tell the industry, dude, don't even bother? Because that's what it sounds like. It's like, dude, don't even bother selling to those people that buy a game a month. Us. Or the 4% that buy 2. Don't even bother. They're not worth it. Because that sounds exactly like Phil Ness. Like, should we just stop making games? Like, is that the answer? You can't compete with Fortnite, so don't even try. But we see Astrobots up there. We see Spider-Man. We see Final Fantasies. Like, we see those. They're still there. So my problem is like, what is the solution? What are you trying to say? That everybody is just a mindless Fortnite player or a Minecraft player or a Roblox player? Because you want to know what? I'm going to tell you this. The reason why those games are the most popular is because the kids are playing them and they got more time than we do. But we're the ones that give the money to the kids to play those games. And we're the ones that want to go spend the money and enjoy the games ourselves. So, like, you got to look at who's funding this shit. Because I can tell you, my son played hours. I wish I had that time to do that shit. I can't. To rack up that time. My time is valuable. My time is this. I spend it with you guys. I spend it gaming. I spend it on what I like. But I want to just I don't want these games to stop. And get ready. GTA is going to take down all that shit. Kids don't have money. They got time. Exactly, Nightfire. Like, the thing is like, you're talking about Minecraft and Roblox. Like, come on, man. So do we just tell people to stop making games? Is that the message that you're sending? Well, that's what the numbers show. Nobody's buying games. Dude, they just said Kingdom Come 2 just sold like 2 million. Come on. And you want to know what? Those games are entry points. The Roblox, they'll get bored with that shit and they'll want to go play something else. And that's why these games exist. My son started playing Ghost of Tsushima and he came running down going, holy crap, that game is awesome. I'm like, there you go. There you go. Go playing it. Get ready for Ghost of Yotai. Trying to get him to play other games. Like, I want to expand. I'm like, get off the Fortnite, get off the goddamn Roblox, play something else. And he did. He beat Spider-Man 3 times. And he plays other games, but I encourage him to go play other games. But that's the thing. Like, what are we trying to say? Like, stop making games? Because you're competing with Fortnite, you'll die on that hill? Stop making them. So do we stop? Like, is there nobody's going to win anymore? I don't know. And talking about console, one more time for those in the back. Grinders, let's see. I think we have 4 and at 3, 7. We're like 2 chats away from the game from the song. I don't know what the hell to play. Let me see. I'm gonna find a good one. But I want to leave on this note because this is a tweet that I put out there. I'll put this tweet out there, man. So we'll translate it. So apparently, it's just crazy out here. Xbox Series X rival to the PS5 flies off shelves in Brazil with prices reaching up to $10,000. Because they Xbox is pulling them. And then we come here. I was like, wasn't Brazil one of the first to agree to the ABK deal? It's just that it's flying off of shelves and they're overpriced because they can't find them. And what's crazy is that Brazil was like the first to agree to this ABK deal. And then what's even crazier is look at their reasoning in Brazil. 10,000 reais for it to come out there. I definitely, Curse Kane, I will stream Metal Gear when it comes out, because that's been my first time playing it. Brazilian regulator approves Activision deal, proposed Activision deal. This is what Brazil was saying with this deal. Look at this. This is what Brazil's justification for approving the Activision deal was. And they can't even find Xboxes now. Considering the huge popularity of Call of Duty, the reason to infer that Blizzard would no longer be available on Sony consoles, PlayStation users would decide to migrate to Xbox or even PC to continue having access to the franchise. The CADE, the Brazilian regulatory approved. On the other hand, it's reasonable to assume that if upcoming Call of Duty games become exclusive to Microsoft's ecosystem, players loyal to PlayStation brand could simply abandon the series, migrate their demand to other games. It continues, despite this, one cannot rule that the possibility that Microsoft may deem potentially profitable to adapt an exclusivity strategy on Activision Blizzard games, even if the decision in this direction could result in sacrificing a relevant part of sales. Users to Call of Duty. Dude, they will they would prove this like Xbox fanboys. Man, Brazil Cade, they had, what did they have, grinders? You know what they had. They had the Xbox Glaze.
The Xbox Glaze and the Glaze at Xbox Discord to spread PlayStation FUD.
The Glaze, they got the Glaze. They had the glaze over there in Brazil. They got glazed. They got glazed. They continue. This is because, in theory, such a strategy could contribute to boost Xbox sales, expanding Game Pass subscriber base, and strengthening the network effects of Microsoft's ecosystem in order to offset loss of revenue from the sale of games in the short term. Dude, they make Call of Duty exclusive. The CADE verdict goes to the state that it believes exclusive content has been very important for competition in the console market and one of the main factors responsible for PlayStation and Nintendo positions as market leaders. The CADE who approved the ABK deal continues and says, say from the chest grinders with me, exclusive games are a benchmark of competition between Microsoft and Sony Interactive Entertainment. Although no company has so far developed or acquired an exclusive game that has decisively shifted the balance in favor of a console, this is proprietary exclusive games are less popular and represent less revenue than third-party games, which until then are available on Xbox and PlayStation. But exclusives matter. Oh man, tell me about that one. Oh, crap on me.
Juicy, dirty flames, juicy, dirty, juicy, on that bitch, Xbox.
So juicy. Dude, they were a huge Xbox supporter, man. They were glazed. Nick says, dang, Phil Ness, their Brazilian butt lifted ass. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Yo, they got glazed over there, man. They approved that thing from an Xbox fan. They must have been tramp stamped. They said, we tramp stamped this one. They thought, they were like, yeah, man, let them compete. They heard the Satya lines. They said, Satya. They're like, yo, they approved that shit like this. And now we got, shout out to Zuby, he got people taking pictures of store shelves. He says they're pulling their Xbox from Saudi Arabia retailers too. Oh, Jesus.
Sign me please, I will bend over.
What are we doing here? It's What Are We Doing Here Friday?
We all play to make exclusive games and like. To my face, thank you, Phil.
Yo. Phil Spencer cleaning house.
enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
Oh man, not like this. Dude, they are cleaning house. So tell me again why they're putting their games on PlayStation. Why they are doing what they're doing. It's because they are done. But the problem is that he won't say they're done. He's still going to try to linger them along with hardware and promises of, I think we're going to fix the app, and well, I think we'll bring it over with Steam, and well, I think we'll bring it over with cloud, and I think you'll see a future with Xbox Portable. And I think Ryan even says in that interview, he's like, oh, I can't wait for an Xbox Portable to play my games on the go. I'm like, dude, you can do it right now. What are you waiting for? It's done. They are wrapping this thing up, but the problem is that they're continuing to push they're still continuing to mention hardware and damage control, this stuff, when all their actions are like, yo, they're out. They're out of town. It's wrapped. It's a wrap. But yeah, it's that time, Grinders. Michael Meridian says, do you think it's on purpose? Yeah, it is on purpose. I'm telling you, the reason why it's on purpose is because they did nothing during the holiday to promote their console. This was the year that Call of Duty was under their belt, and they did nothing to make that console a bundle or anything. Like, my whole thing is, like, when you get a console out there, that's your premier customer. Phil said it himself. But I think they're like I said, they fixed the glitch. They're just letting this thing fade away. They're slowly pulling back, and I give you about another year or so, maybe one more holiday before they get this new Windows 12. They're buying time for this Windows 12 handheld Xbox brand. OEMs make it. Once that happens, they're going to come out and say, yeah, guys, the Xbox Series consoles will be the last console that we're doing. We'll still support it. You can still play your games on it, but we'll not be making any more of the console hardware. That's what I think is going to happen. I think they'll come out in another year or so and just say, we're not making the console hardware anymore, but we'll still support it. Or maybe they do one more iteration where they just do like a 2 terabyte version, like a strip of glitter one, maybe with some boost clock in it, and just kind of call it a day. But they're really going to be full steam ahead on the Xbox app, Windows 12, and this Xbox overlay, because that's where they kind of want you to go. OEMs and Windows, exactly, Mr. B. And they turned Xbox into the Groove app, and there it is. And they'll still support the console. They'll just be like, yeah, you still can play your games on it and all that other thing. Yeah, sorry for Brazil. I threw your name out there, but I didn't think it was. I forgot who the hell bought. Hi-Fi Rush. And then that's it. They'll just put it on there, Game Pass Cloud, and say and then they'll be like, your games can do it. And that's what I think is going to happen. Because I'm telling you, this whole putting their games on PlayStation is really just kind of just starting to just basically get people familiar with, like, their games are on there. But yeah, and that's why it's chaos out there. They're trying to talk about Shuhei saying that, because he said this line in his interview, things like this, where he says, porting to PC is way cheaper than creating an original title. So it's almost like printing money, and that helps us invest in new titles. But he says porting to PC. He doesn't say developing day one for PC or developing for PC. They're porting the game. They're developing primarily for their own hardware, and then they will port it to PC, which is a cheaper process, and they could get more money for it. Just like and he said it too, the remasters, the ports to PC, they use this to fund their games. And you look at the quality of their games, that their quality dropped. And like I said, Sony FAFO, they want, and then this is the other thing. I'm going to tell you this right now. This whole Sony day and date stuff for their big consoles, never say never. So I would always say, like, hey, just be prepared. Like, Sony may do it, but I think they do it when they have established such a strong install base. But the problem is, and this is the same thing that Microsoft has, is that you want to put your games everywhere day one and go, well, we saturated the console market. Now we're going to go after PC. So just put our games everywhere. The hard thing is that Sony then comes out. How do you sell a new piece of hardware without exclusivity games? That's why I don't think they're ever going to do it anytime too soon. The time they do it is when they are done making hardware and they become just kind of, I don't know. But I don't think Sony will ever stop making hardware. Maybe it makes, I don't know. We don't know. And who cares? All I care about is playing great games built for the system and that play optimized and playing them now. That's all I care about right now. I can't worry 5 years from now what's going to happen. But it is what it is. But when they do it, they can't come out and go, and here's the PlayStation 6, everybody. Come on, everybody. It's like, dude, you put your games everywhere. It's going to be hard. And that's the problem that Microsoft has. By putting their games now on everything, it's going to be so hard for Phil Spencer to get on a show or get on a video and be like, and now we have a brand new Xbox console. Just an option, everybody. Dude, you spent it all on R&D for just an option? Yeah, that's not going to fly. And it's going to sell even less. And it's going to be a very small boutique item that probably is going to be priced out the wazoo, $800, $900, because they know they're not going to mass sell these things. Yeah, I went to Craft Ton. Thank you, Michael Meridian. Craft Ton. I knew they had some freaking crazy name. Sorry. Not for Brizzle. But Grinders, I think, let me just double check here. It's Friday, and I think let me make sure I got everything. Michael Meridian with the $2. Thank you. Do you still on purpose? Yeah, that was I was answering their question there. Stephen Leon with the 10 members. We got that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. We got the 8 there. So yeah, we got a couple more to hit that goal. And then we are good. So any questions you want, Grinders, push it through. And I'm going to try to find what what song I'm going to play when we hit that goal. But let me double check here, see if there's anything else. I'm going to save some stuff, maybe some of that interview stuff. It's just been kind of crazy right now. Oh yeah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, apparently March 4th. Maybe coming out there. And let me see. Yeah. Is that Shu thing? When did they say this?
PC means no one's going to want a PlayStation anymore. But I'm like, no, I just don't know that these people were that interested to begin with. And if they are, the only way you can really go and get them is to aggressively go and get them.
Well, so you here, you know that when publishers release games on multi-platforms, especially on PC, the number one market countries their games sell is either US or China. China is a huge PC game market, and China is growing but still very small console market. And in order to reach audience in countries like China, PC is crucial. PC SKU. Yeah, so I believe, having PC SKU really reach new audience. And after, not, releasing day and day, right? Taking 1 year or 2 years, or sometimes 3 or 4 years after the release of original PlayStation version, I don't think, that hurts. Probably people who have purchased on PlayStation of that game would have purchased already.
Yep. There you go. That's basically what we've been saying. But China is a small console place, and China has a lot of PC players there, and that's reaching another market that's growing. And, that's where they want to get those players there. And they know that the console's still not huge there. And he says right there, the day and date, not putting it day and date, but doing it a year or two and stuff like that and growing that market. If it works for them, then there it is. They don't have to do what Microsoft is doing. And because Microsoft is doing it for different reasons. And that's been the point of this whole show. Shout out to Stephen Leon with the 10 VIPs. Let's update that number and get a song in there for the Gaming Grinders. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. We're 60. We're almost halfway there. We're on our way. We're on our way to go. So Grinders, with that, Stephen Leon, we're gonna do a song. It's Friday. Let's see which one we're gonna do. We're gonna get a song right here. Let's do let me see. I think I'm gonna do Oh wait, no, that's that one. Yeah, we're gonna go. We'll go here. All right, I got a good song. What's my thing? I wanted. Where's my Janky? I had a good song I was gonna play tonight. Where is it? Here it is. Grinders, enjoy. End of an era. It's the only way. Is that? Yes, I saw that stuff. I saw JC. Hit that like button, and here we go on our way out. Thank you again. You deserve it. This is again released. Oh no, did I miss it? I had it. Where the hell's my song? End of an era. Where is it? One of these Ultimate Grinders songs. You're gonna listen to one right now. Get a preview of the Ultimate Grinders. And now I lost it. There it is. Ooh. I had it. And then I clicked on the wrong button. I like the Janky Jones Pancakes one. I'll be one of the Janky Jones Pancakes one. But I released that one. You guys heard that one already. We're going to do this one. I got to find it now. What the hell was it? I was about to click on it. There it is. Hit that like button, Grinders. Thank you again. It's coming.
It's coming.
More streaming this weekend and the Gaming Grindhouse on Monday. Hit that like button. We're on our way to 3,100 Gaming Grinders. And let's go. Thank you again. We hit our goal. And here comes your song. It's rock, baby. It's Friday.
It's coming.
In console town, once we ruled the gamers' night, now it goes out of sight. Echoes of glory long faded away, just like Sega in its way. Games we build still stand tall, but hardware dreams will fall. Once we rule the gamers' night, now it goes out of sight. Echoes of glory long faded away, just like Sega in its way.
Xbox
Memory lanes of bumpy ride. Legends fall, but souls abide. Pixel warriors weather fate in a world where nothing stays. Bytes and bits still float around. In digital halls we're found. Software hearts beating loud. Ever strong, ever proud. Once we ruled the gamers' night, now we're ghosts out of sight. Echoes of glory long faded away, and just like Sega in its way.
Hit that like button, Thank you again, Grinders. Good night. Keep it locked here to Gaming Grindhouse. Hit that like button, share it out. Keep it locked here. I'll see you in the streets. Talk to you later. Good night.